Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Malo on football. This absolutely freezing Monday afternoon, man. Just a platform where I give my thoughts on everything that's happening in the world of football. If that's your type of thing, man, hit subscribe. Let's get into conversation. Let's chat, man. So yeah, today I think my discussion is all around school sports and working in the space. I see a lot of brands and a lot of opportunities in the school sports space, whether it be rugby. I see what's happening in athletics, in the netball space, in the hockey space. But once again, our football administrators are letting us down when it comes to school football. Obviously, from a varsity cup point of view, there's a lot happening in the varsity cup space, the varsity sports space, where they're getting young and energetic and exciting schools to participate from a college participation in all sporting codes, including football. But from a school point of view, I mean, I myself had to go to St. Albans just to play football in high school. But even then, the standards, I feel, across the board, when you're in high school, when you're in standard six all the way up to matric, is lacking with regards to football. We can't only be looking at Bafana Bafana and looking at them to be an example, but where does it start from? It starts from grassroots, but then it ends at standard five. A lot of schools don't offer football in standard six, seven, eight, nine in matric. So maybe there's a gap and there's an opportunity for corporates, for administrators to get involved at that level, because we are missing something fundamental. I mean, you go to St. Stadium's Rugby Festival, St. Albans, as I was mentioning, Rugby Festival, they've got hockey, they've got all other sports, but they're not having football. Or even if they play football at those schools, their festivals are non-existent. I mean, I know it goes back down to the race issue, because if you look at it from a demographics point of view, the big tournaments, St. Stadium, St. Rugby, St. Albans, they obviously have sponsorship by virtue of the fact that most of the kids that go to their schools, and those schools, their parents sit on some of the boards and in the executive of some of these institutions and are able to make decisions from a sponsorship point of view. We see Standard Bank and so many brands supporting, so many of these other school sports. But when it comes to football, it's just lacking. And I mean, I know there are white colored Indian football players that want to continue playing football in standard 7, 8, 9, but they end up just giving up at standard 5 because they just feel that there's no opportunities for them outside of standard 5. Yes, you can play club, but you need to be playing week in and week out if you want to play pro. So I don't know, but answers definitely, or people need to start zooming into this school sports football conversation. Otherwise, our football in this country is never going to develop. It's never going to grow. You're only going to be picking players at club. But from a school point of view, the same kid that is playing club soccer is playing rugby at school when he'd want to play football, but there's no football at that school. And this goes to a lot of the private schools as well. We can't only expect that football talent is going to come from certain schools. It should be accessible to everyone. But the fact that it's not at certain schools, and like I mentioned, I myself having to leave a particular school and go to St. Albans just in order to play football at high school. And I just think there's a huge opportunity missed. And, with that, now you're not getting the sponsorship potentially. You're not getting that investment in football at a high school level. And I definitely think something needs to be done about that, because our football already in this country is in tatters. And if you look at the structures, it's evident why that's the case. You look at rugby excelling, look at the Springboks literally playing with a B team and smashing Australia on the weekend. When is South African football ever going to get there? Or have people just given up? Have the administrators just thought, this is actually not really going anywhere. We're only going to focus on the PSL. And within the PSL, the top clubs, we're only going to focus on Bafana. I see they've just recently signed 10Bet, Bafana Bafana, as their new betting partner. But imagine the day when a brand like 10Bet can sponsor a school football tournament exclusively, like how some of the big banks and big corporates support the St. Stadium, St. John's, Cares, Michael House rugby festivals. What an opportunity for brands. But unless it's organized, unless someone or an institution or people organize it, structure it, have football, first of all, played at those schools and grow the brand, grow the participation, the involvement, the parents, it's football we're talking about at the end of the day. It's the most loved sport in the world. We shouldn't have to overthink it, but unfortunately in this country and how it's structured by the people that are in these leadership positions, it's literally non-existent. That's why we'll continue to see Springboks doing well and all the other sporting codes, because after standard 5, grade 7, you're still playing the sport. Then you get into Craven Week, you get into the clubs, you get into under 21 box, junior box, splits box, and so you go forward. But from a South Africa point of view, many players after standard 5 just give up and leave it because they know that the structures don't filter through, or there's no clear path to Bafana Bafana. There's just you just have to be very good at club level by not playing at school, and then just hope you will be selected. And yes, I know this doesn't go for all schools. I know there are some schools that do play football from standard 5, 6, 7, all the way up to matric, but it's just not enough. It's just not enough of them. And then you skip and then you play varsity football, but there's that gap, which is particularly what I'm talking about in this video today. But yeah, man, maybe people have views with regards to this particular topic, but for me, really, really, really disappointing. And yeah, I keep going on about South African football, and these are just one of the things that I needed to mention with regards to why there's no clear path to Bafana Bafana, and hence Bafana Bafana are in the situation they're in today. Malo on football. I post football commentary, analysis, tactics, everything with regards to what's happening locally and internationally with regards to football. Malo on football. We out.